Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be closing out the month of October, so we are going to jump right on into it. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. My name is Janelle. I'm a wife and a mother of two, and on here we do all things cashless budgeting. I do apologize if y'all see me turning away, but if you don't know, depending on when this video goes out, I am like a week into postpartum. Baby Ava is here and we are both doing well, and she's taking a quick nap, and so I'm taking that time to try and bulk record some of my videos. So that's why we're doing a face-to-face instead of sitting down and trying to crunch these numbers, because I've already done that for y'all, so y'all will get to see that on the screen somewhere here. But let's just get into the numbers. Okay, so for the month of October, we have budgeted that I would spend $5,913.24 to pay all of our bills, spending, debt, and savings. And then I had at the top what I was projecting income to look like, which was $8,250. However, this is what ended up happening. For income, we started, which was like our rollover balance, at $2,378.38. Our earned income was $5,950, and that's just the money that we put into our household checking account. Other income, which was $1,500, was part of additional maternity leave money that I put into our household account. So our total monthly inflow was $9,828.38. And then everything that was broken down was all of our bills. We ended up spending $3,932.15. We had a little bit of a overage that we had to spend, in our internet. Instead of $94.65, it's $99.69. I do need to make sure that I have switched over from it being paid on my credit card to coming out of my Ally checking, because they said that, like, if you do, I know I'm getting $5 off now, but if it comes out of your checking, I could get an additional $5 off. And so that would kind of bring me back in line with what I was just currently paying. And then we paid 82 cents more in utilities, and we were just 9 cents under in natural gas. Next was our spending accounts. Instead of $11.70, we ended up putting $14.20. I do just want to say that that $14.20 does not include the $100 that I talked about in any of my weekly checking accounts, because it never really went into our household checking account. It just went straight to the spending account, and I didn't want to confuse myself. So this $14.20 is what actually came out of our actual household checking account. So that was for $14.20. And if you guys haven't seen my October 5th weekly check-in, October 5th, my weekly check-in for the 5th week in October, y'all will see that we went over a whole lot. So yeah, check out that video. Next, our debt stayed the same at $557.86. Same thing with sinking funds and savings. Whenever I go over my sinking funds and savings, you'll see that there's a little bit more money in there, and I'll break down why. But that did not come out of our actual budget, so we'll talk about that separately. So instead of spending $59.13.24, my total was actually $6,669.01 is what came out of our checking account, which leaves us with $3,659.37 to roll over into the month of November and to take care of all of our bills. So we are building up this buffer pretty nicely. I think the goal was originally, before I found out I was pregnant, to just bring it back up to $5,200. Now that's probably going to go up now that our baby Ava is here, and we are going to be paying more for daycare. So we're probably going to be looking around maybe like another $1,000. So maybe around $6,200 is a good buffer for our checking account. So that is where we are for our monthly budget category breakdown. Now, you guys, we are going to move over to our debt payment. So, in the month of October, our washing machine decided that it really was just going to stop working. And so we did have to go and purchase a new washing machine from Lowe's. We have 0% interest for 12 months, so that will get taken care of. Honestly, probably sooner than later, but for right now, it has been added to our debt payment. So we started off the month of October at $24,867.41. However, our ending balance was $25,395.54. The progress doesn't look well. We were actually negative $528.13 in our total debt progress, and negative 2%. It went down 2%. But our overall debt, we still paid off about $66.29, and we're about 20% of the way on paying off our debt. Because of our pregnancy, I wasn't worried about paying off debt, and won't be for the rest of the year. But come 2026, this is really going to be our main goal. I have some things that may come into play between now and maybe like February that might give us a jump start on our debt payoff, and we'll see how that works. But for right now, we're just going to stick to what we know and what we have until those things happen or don't happen. But that is what our debt payment looks like. Nothing grand. Like I said, we are just not super worried about debt right now. The goal was to save, and make sure we're not adding any additional debt. And then next is our net worth, you guys. So as of October 31st, our assets are considered cash, which is our spending account money, and then the money that's in our operating account, which totals out to $36.59.37. Then we have our savings, which is our sinking funds and savings, which includes like emergency fund and all that stuff. And we are at $8,543.13. And then our investments, which is just our Acorns account and our home, which totals out to $319,982.68. So our total assets come out to $332,185.18. Then our liabilities, credit cards, which is just the Lowe's credit card we use to buy our washing machine, is at $837.40. Loans, which is our personal loan, and our water treatment loan, which is at $24,558.14. And then what's left on our home, which is $227,758.86. So our total liabilities is $253,154.40. And so that leaves our net worth in the positive at $79,030.78. So y'all, last month's net worth was $76,594.61. So we had a change in a positive change of 3% in the total of $2,436.17. Okay, y'all, look at me. We are doing well. And that honestly, I want to say that change is really about how much money we were able to save, because in the winter times, our house is worth a little less just because of the seasonality. And so in the summertime, those numbers get a little bit more inflated. Now that we're talking, y'all, I think I'm just going to go through and close out my sinking funds with you guys, so you'll get to see these numbers as well, just because I don't have time to make a whole bunch of separate videos. So when we look at our sinking funds, In total, we started off at $7,046.03. We spent money in car maintenance. I got my car cleaned and I paid for my car registration. We spent money in clothing. I bought my husband some um, is it sweatpants, I guess, like winter pants, now that it's getting cooler here in Texas. 2 days, it's like freezing cold, and then it's back to being 100 degrees, and then it gets freezing cold again. It's the whole thing. But then I also had made sure that we had some for whenever we went to the hospital. We spent some money in holiday and gifts. That 43.20 was for money that was spent for baby girl's Halloween stuff at school and candy that we gave out. So proud of myself, y'all. We only bought 2 bags of candy and that was it, and nothing was wasted, and so happy with myself. Next is home maintenance. We spent $236.47, and that was because we replaced a piece of our water treatment system in our kitchen. Because I guess whenever my husband did his research and all that stuff, we didn't realize that the part that's in the kitchen, like the only way that you can get it replaced is if you call them and spend all of this money to have somebody come out and replace it. And y'all, for like a whole year, I've been trying to call and get them to come out at a time that works for me. Never available. And then they don't sell the part so that you could order it yourself. It was a whole ordeal. So my husband just replaced that. And then, of course, we still have the remainder of everything else that works perfectly fine, and we're happy with it. Just not that one in the kitchen. So thank God it was something my husband could just fix and replace. So that's what it came out to. And then whenever we have to change the filters, honestly, I think it's like the max $30 for all 3 of the filters. So good on that. Next is kids. We actually ended up spending $326.75. That is a combination of my maternity dress that I had made alterations and some stuff for baby girl, and then big baby girl L. And what else did we do? Baby girl got her hair braided as well too, so that came out of it. And we just spent some other stuff. Baby girl needed some, oh yeah, she needed some like night clothes, but long sleeve night clothes. Because once again, it's getting cold outside, and just things like that. So we did spend a lot of money. And if y'all see the ending balance for that account is $15.47, we need to make sure there is some money in that account, y'all, because they're both here now. I can't believe I'm saying that I have children and not a child. So we definitely need to beef up that kids account. And then there was nothing else spent out of our sinking funds. So we are closing out the month of October for our sinking funds at $4,835.92. We did not spend anything out of our savings account. And we're ending the month at $3,707.27, which leaves us at $8,543.13. Now, really quickly, if y'all look at my subscriptions, I have a deposit and it shows 2040, 2000. So I got some extra monies on my paycheck, my personal paycheck. And so I moved $2,000 into our subscriptions account. This brought me the most peace that I could ask for in this moment, because that $2,000 that was added to our subscription guarantees that which we already had money in there, but that guarantees that we have money to cover our HOA once again in full. We don't have to go into debt for it. And also in January, because they're both due in January, that we will also be able to pay another 6 months of car insurance, fully funded, and don't have to go into debt for it. And that was kind of my biggest worry, because normally I get a bonus check in January, but I won't be at work, so I don't get that bonus check. So I'm so blessed to be able to have those extra funds to be able to put towards our subscriptions, and it still leaves money in that account to start taking care of some of the smaller subscriptions that we may have come up in the first couple of months of the year. So super happy about that. And that is just what our savings looks like, you guys. Nothing too crazy. I'm actually surprised that I remembered everything, but I guess it's so close to what's been going on for the month of October and just being able to be home. But yeah, so that is our closeout for the month, you guys. We looked at everything that was spent for the month. We talked about our debt, our net worth, and then where we are in our savings. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.